All right. Hello, hello, all.
Hello,
Greetings!
We're back.
Yes,
We're
Yes,
all
we
back.
are.
We're a little bit of a mess, but you know what? When are we not?
That's our charm point.
Exactly. We got some. Look, we don't have much going for us, but we've got that.
Yeah.
We are back on Great Ace Attorney Chronicles today. It's been a bit since we've all been together, so this is nice and exciting again.
yes.
Quick round of introductions. I'm Kels. I play Ryunosuke Naruhodo, and the bailiff who has become Elmo. He had to take time. Look, we had to take time off of this game so that he could go do like commentary work in the Olympics or whatever Sesame Street was doing over there. So you know,
I love that.
we were just doing a public service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
I'm Manabingu Ginga, your resident voice actor. I play Herlock Sholmes! And the, I almost said something else. The prosecution, not something else.
Please tell me you were about to say the prostitution because amazing. That is a Freudian slip if I've ever heard one. You heard it here, all. That's what it actually is.
I mean, the way I play him, sometimes it does come off that way. And Iris. And, well, I'll just leave it at that today.
Amazing. My name is Lemur, and I play certain characters. Susato's not back.
No.
And then I play half of the jury.
Yep.
The judge.
Yep.
The head of the law place.
Yep.
Whatever the fuck that guy's name was. And yeah,
Gina.
Other characters, I'm sure. Yeah, Gina, that's right. I actively try to not remember that I played Gina. It's not a problem with her character.
No.
It's the fact that they're writing in the accent, and we all know I'm doing my best already, but that makes it more difficult.
It's really rough eye dialect, let me just say.
It is.
Yeah,
You're
so,
doing great. You're doing great, sweetie.
Thanks.
Oh.
I think that's it. I'm sure other people might pop up and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Well, shall we get into our quick little pre-show banter?
Yes,
Okay.
I have a couple of new Would You Rather questions for us all to discuss. Are we ready?
Let's play a game.
All right. Would you rather be able to instantly dry anything you touch, or always find the perfect water temperature in the shower?
Dry like drying off?
Yes.
Like DRY? Okay.
Yes, DRY.
Oh.
I would assume that that is controllable.
Okay.
So like whatever temperature you want it to be dry? Or like
Yeah.
you can turn it off so that like say you want something wet, like you're doing dishes, and you put your hand under the water, you're not going to dry up your entire sink.
The way that I'm understanding it is, and this goes, so I'll do, my understanding is be able to is your choice to dry the thing.
Okay.
And you could just dry it instantly.
Okay. And what was
So
the
I'm
other one
taking-
again?
Always find the perfect water temperature in the shower. And I would assume that that is user specific. So it's not like some arbitrary perfect. It is what you consider the correct water temperature. Your shower's always that.
It's convenient.
I think I'm going to have to go with the shower, just because that is like my favorite part of my day is my shower. And I can hope that it also extends out to the bathtub. And if it does, if it like also means like the bath itself, if you take a bath, like the water stays the correct temperature during that, like that's an instantaneous like yes. But that sounds like an extension. So I'm going to go with the water temperature in the shower because that would just make a lovely experience even better.
Yeah. I bet you not.
I'm gonna go with the drying only because my terrified ass of the world is like, well, if I have drying powers and someone's coming at me, I just put my hand on their eyes and I dry their eyes so bad that they can't see, right? Or if I touch their hand, like they'll become a prune. And yes, that is the best self-defense mechanism I can think. Like if they touch me, they're done for.
There you go.
So, for the purposes of like helping me survive, yes, I'm going with drying powers.
All right.
Like a bloodbender.
Fair. I will say, like, there are times that I do wish I could, like, dry, and it's not even, like, clothes and stuff, because, you know, I lived in Oregon for how many years? Like, I'm kind of used to, when I'm in the rain, being in, like, slightly damp clothing. But it's the glasses. If I could instantaneously dry my glasses at all times, I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works for, like, convenient things.
Mm-hmm.
We are the bounty, the best picker-upper. Like, that's us.
There
like,
you go.
That's us.
Oh.
Chat's already making this worse. So let's layer this into something bad. Perfect is going to be a specific temperature for water. So if the air around you is different, the temperature might get fucked. So if you happen to be vacationing in a colder place than you're used to, perfect water temperature for your shower is now too cold.
Well, oh well. I mean, look, the thing is that I already don't have that power, so it's really hard to sit here and go, well, it will be slightly less perfect. It's perfect at least at some points, so, which is better than I've got now.
Yeah. I think for me, I think I'm going to go with shower, but I want to talk about the appeal of the instant dry.
Yeah.
From a sensory perspective.
That's fair.
Because I hate touching wet things. Yeah. Like things that are not supposed to be wet, that are like I would love it if I could just boop, you're done.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about stepping on weirdly wet dog beds. Like, I don't want to know what that was about. It's usually drool, just for clarification. But you know, a lot of sensory nightmares would be over.
Yeah.
If I could just dry things.
And I will say, like, sometimes, you know, like when you're in really deep sleep and you like drool on your pillow and then you wake up and like try to get comfortable again and then put your face in the same place where you drooled on, and that is just so gross. Every single time.
I feel.
If I could figure out how to stop that, that's fair. That would be great.
So yeah, instant drying powers. That does sound like a weird quirk from My Hero Academia somehow. Like, I don't know. That's what it gives me. It's like, oh, that is so oddly specific. But yes. Yes, to get rid of the drool in the world, yes.
There we go.
Let's see.
That was a great pre-show banter.
I've got one more if we're interested.
Let's do it.
But so just quick catch up with chat. Blah, blah. If I could instantly dehydrate my enemies on contact, it's all over. And I keep thinking about how I clean stuff at work, and I think drying surfaces would not instantly remove the grime I was trying to wash off. That's fair.
Washing mirrors would be so much easier if it instantly dried.
Yes.
So.
All right, our second and final would you rather for the evening.
Okay.
Would you rather be able to instantly solve any puzzle or riddle? So, instantly solve any puzzle, any riddle.
Okay.
Or be able to speed read and retain information from an entire book in minutes.
Easy. Second one.
Like the second one.
Yeah.
I want to be able to like learn a language hella fast.
Well, like my other thing is that the fun of a puzzle or a riddle isn't knowing the answer, it's figuring out the answer.
Yeah.
So, you know, like that would make like video games and stuff so much less fun.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And I would argue that you could, in theory, speed read a book to gain the ability to solve puzzles and know certain riddles.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of
So
both.
Yeah.
I will say though, the first one, the biggest superpower that I can think of with the first one is if you finally solve like getting rid of like a horrendous disease. You know what I'm saying? And eradicate it from the world.
What about like defusing a bomb or something? Like, you know.
Yeah. So it could come in handy on those because you're like, holy shit, you literally solved world hunger. Whoa.
I mean, if you think about it, like pretty much every problem in the world is in some way a puzzle or a riddle.
Exactly.
So you could kind of engineer that into whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one does have its merits as well.
I just
But
love
yeah, the video game part.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is sitting down with like a really good puzzle, and just working it out and working all the way through it. I mean, we play plenty of visual novels on here. You know, like that's part of the fun to me. I don't want to take that away. I apparently want that more than ending world hunger, but no one ever accused me of being not selfish.
You're valid because we all want to be able to like you said, technically Lemur nailed it on the head. It's like if you read a bunch of speed read a bunch of books, then you could get knowledge to be able to solve hard puzzles. So.
Yeah.
The best of both worlds.
There you go. And chat, like, I have that issue actually. I do actually read fairly quickly, and I'm just very good at guessing all the plot twists. To the point that people stopped watching movies with me for a while because I, about half an hour in, could usually figure out what the plot was going to be. Now I just shut up while we watch it, so.
Valid.
I can still guess it pretty good, but that's just what happens when you study creative writing for as many years as I did.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So we should start.
Yeah. All right. Let's recap. I didn't scroll up to the top. Okay. Tess Bells said her grandma began the family tradition of lifelike models after the French Revolution, and the wax statues are modeled after criminals immediately after execution. Sholmes offered his likeness to the museum for a huge price, which, as a reminder, he's doing because he needs something repossessed. And just stood there as a statue when she refused due to lack of funds. Sholmes told Tess Bells to keep the police out of it and let him look behind the curtain to make his deductions. The grave there was labeled number 139, and there was a portly man on the floor who Sholmes claimed was a real dude that did a criminal transaction here. He deduced from the wad of cash in Tess Bell's bag and the public notice of a waxwork for sale that she sold the statue that was supposed to be behind the curtain, and the buyer felt cheated. He flagged the two wax dudes as undercover cops based on their clothes, so the one she sold is in police custody. One of the statues is of the serial killer policeman Ottermole. With Iris, we danced to correct Sholmes and found a ransom note to her for a kidnapped waxwork, the wax left arm she was hiding that she waxed thieves with, and was taken from the John Clay statue, and the Ottermole statue twitching, who is a real policeman Tess Bells called in for a stakeout. Scotland Yard is already on the case of finding the stolen statue, which is of a figure named the Professor. The Professor killings of upper-class folks coincided with Von Zeke's graduation and Iris's birth, and the Professor was only caught after his fifth victim, Barack's older brother Clint Von Zeeks, who we guess is in the portrait, the attractive brother. We also suspect the Professor is Japanese and possibly Yuji Mikotoba, and that's why Von Zeeks is racist. Barack visited Hairbrain in jail to warn that he's prosecuting, and Hairbrain decided not to press him about his reputation. At the trial, Sholmes briefly appeared to ramble about wanting pie and secretly warned us that the science behind the teleporter isn't actually possible. Iris is planning a tea party that we hope Susato is the surprise guest for. The last juror is the cop who played Ottermole, and Von Zeeks is arguing that this experiment was a success. Harebrained and Gregson's testimony is coming with a picture of the body, but they couldn't investigate the wreckage. Gregson is going to testify about how Harebrained's experiment was a cover for premeditated murder. And yes, we are a mess, but about 50% of that mess is Twitch's fault and not ours. Because they hate us or something. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. A front for murder.
Oh, that's right, I'm that guy.
Oh, that's right, you are that
Oh yeah,
guy.
that guy.
The post that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck.
I was just thinking while you were reading the recap, in the time between when we last streamed this game and now, I binged all 3 seasons of Penny Dreadful, which are roughly in the same kind of time period as this, so I'm going to get very confused.
Wonderful.
Oh
no.
It does not involve Sherlock Holmes, but
There we go.
So there might just be some weird shit that I'm like, what? Anyway, I don't remember the voice I was trying to do. So
Third voice.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection. That's all. That was my mistake.
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in the chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart.
Well, that's a minor miscalculation.
The victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fella's the only one who could have done it. Well, that's
Good question. Yeah, something sharp like the screwdriver. I'd completely forgotten about the screwdriver we found at the scene.
You're so right, chat.
An extraordinary business.
Oops, I don't know why I'm hitting the L button. Oh, that's right, we couldn't grab the screwdriver. Gregson grabbed it before we could.
Yeah. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart.
Seems like overkill. Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
Well, the coroner says death would have been all but instant from a wound like that. You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused.
Okay, so once was bad, and then the second one undoes it, right? That's how that works? It's like a double negative.
2 wrongs make a right.
Exactly.
No. What English are you trying to study?
I mean, not good is good, so...
No. A man died twice.
No, and no, that couldn't be further from the truth.
If he's not dead, then he's alive now, right?
Yeah.
Alive.
See, perfect.
You're not dead.
Mm-hmm.
I have here the experiment
Wait.
plan documented that was submitted by the security team.
Exactly, but his double jeopardy demands Harebrained is innocent if he did both murders. That's exactly how double jeopardy works. I went to law school.
The victim stood himself inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly. To the second level of the crystal tower, about 25 yards away. Experiment did not go according to plan, however.
I mean, you beamed a dead body, supposedly, so yeah, I would say it did not go according to plan. Do we have a body double or something?
Yes, they were twinsies. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended.
Okay, are we actually worried about where it went?
Oh, accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materialized in mid-air.
What?
From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the crystal tower's large round window.
Okay.
So he yeeted? Like a catapult?
So the argument is that it worked. It was just not aimed correctly.
Yes, and also the dude was already dead.
Sure, Jan. Okay.
Exactly. It wasn't a teleporter. It was just a cannon. Like, come on. We demonstrated gravity. That's like science, right?
Yeah, it's like science.
My word. One assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower, then.
We are just wildly speculating here. Like, we have no idea what the fuck happened to this guy.
God. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident.
Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you. No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Never don't. Murder weapon? What are you saying?
This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner.
Do I get a copy?
No, my copy. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record.
Your request is granted, counsel.
All right, we have an autopsy report. Let's take a look-see. Oh, we look like we're doing real great to begin with.
I was there in person, you know. I always saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Asman was that graceful excuse for a scientist.
Did you see him stab him if you were sitting there watching it?
Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Hard to think otherwise, really. Very well. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. Oh, I need to focus here. It's been a while. Coming off of a 6-month hiatus.
It's been a while.
All right. So let's take a look at the autopsy report really quick. All right. The coroner was Courtney Scythe. I assume that that's going to be some important thing because I don't think we've ever had the coroner listed before.
Yeah.
Details of the victim: name Odie Osman, male, age 47, nationality British, time of death the 21st of October around 2:20 p.m. Cause of death: hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart inflicted by a sharp implement. And additional observations: a broken vertebra, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. That's all we got. All right, let's do this.
The folks that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck.
Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height?
Exactly. Which highlights something else about this whole rum business.
What's that?
The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
Oh.
After the explosion, the cage with the fella inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair.
So, although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
Remind us, Professor, what was the cause of the fatal disaster?
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection, that's all. That was my mistake.
So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself? Personally?
Absolutely. That calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out.
Okay.
Only you got it wrong, didn't you?
I'm special. I'm the smart one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I can make a mistake.
So, like, how do you know that the calculation is actually correct to begin with?
Right.
People don't die.
Yeah. Do people fall for that brazen confidence? I should try it.
Damn.
I took into account the subject's height and weight, and the wind direction, and the ambient temperature.
See, the problem was he drank too much water beforehand and was clearly, gained the 2 pounds of water weight.
I considered every possible variable, so I just don't understand how this could have happened.
Obviously, then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Asmund was wearing at the time, I suppose.
Ah!
Oh, no.
Oh shit.
Crackling comments, the answer should have been 3!
Okay, that doesn't sound very scientific. So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third.
Damn.
I
But
had
the
to say that with a
post-mortem
straight face.
examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound.
Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't think I'd able to spell it out for you, but here we go. Just because there are 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it?
He was alive and then he was unalive. No, he was killed and then unkilled. I have confused
die when they are
myself.
killed.
I think we should get a not guilty verdict.
Yes.
2 right.
Obviously, at first, we thought the bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well.
But you're saying that's not the case?
You'll get your answers once I finish my fish and chips. And we don't keep butting in every few seconds.
Well, you've been trying to finish off that damn fish and chip since the first game. It's been more than 6 months, my dude.
I keep refreshing.
But we all know that's a bottomless bag.
Yikes, not the fourth wall breakage.
Yeah.
The victim plummeted 30 feet into the glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death.
Right. That's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it? There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart.
The defense knew nothing of this crucial information.
The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense.
You could have brought your cute assistant over. Unless he spent the night with
he's
me last
mine.
night.
No, he's mine.
Sarcastic and insincere? Thanks.
Damn.
So,
That's hot. No.
so, what was the nature of this sharp object?
Among the accused's tools that were in use at the demonstration, one of particular interest. This.
Oh, fuck you.
Ah, yes, that would appear to be something. Ah, there he is. My trusty companion, Andrew.
Andrew.
Andrew. Of course.
Andrew's driver. Oh.
Ah, do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all my tools.
Oh god. He's insane.
I've named them all, you know. For one big happy family.
I don't think this man is going to last in prison.
No.
Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael is a crosshead.
Oh, they're related.
Well, it would appear that your beloved Andrew has a red stain on his shank.
That isn't.
It's blood. Beyond all reasonable doubt.
No.
And that's not all. The long sharp shape of this Andrew fella is completely consistent with the victim's wound.
That's a good point, chat. The fact that they're bringing up the screwdriver now makes me think it's a red herring.
Mm-hmm.
Order!
Yeah, it's too early for us to have actually found the murder weapon.
Yeah. The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence.
I love how we're treating it like an imaginary friend, like, you know, like your friend.
It's a screwdriver, man.
It's just a screwdriver.
So, one of Professor Harebrain's tools is the murder weapon? Great.
So the victim was killed before you went anyway, and this fella's the only one who could have done it.
What grounds do you have for saying that?
You really need to ask? There were only 2 people in the public experimentation stage in the front of the whole crowd.
Victim, Mr. Odie Osman, and the accused, Professor Harebrain. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive.
Oh, that's right. I saw him with my own eyes.
Furthermore, following the explosion in Kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body.
In other words, only someone else on the stage with the victim could have possibly have done it.
Excuse me.
What you got to say, bud?
Professor Harebrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor?
Sorry. I was just calculating the optimum coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body.
And the witness stand is the best place for that? Oh, I need a drink. Why did I give up cocaine in the bathroom?
I have a bottle right here.
Yeah. It seemed as though you might have something to say about Inspector Gregson's last remark.
Can we cross-examine Andrew's testimony?
I mean, we did interview or interrogate.
Mhm.
We talked to a parrot, so
We did.
why not a screwdriver?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, absolutely no differences between those two. Absolutely none.
With this game, you never know.
That is true.
Yes, that's right, of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh?
Michael. It was Michael.
There we
all
go.
along.
It was
Andrew-
actually Michael.
So chat said that difference is that Polly can actually talk. Well, Andrew talks if you're good enough friends with him.
Exactly. And look, we are the only people in this courtroom that are good enough friends with him, so we'll just interpret for the rest of the court.
Maybe Andrew and Michael are shy.
Can you imagine? The judge would let it happen if fucking what's his bucket? Why can't I think of his name all of a
Von
sudden?
Zieks?
Von Zieks did it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so what I'm hearing is we just need to become the prosecution and we can get away with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's literally how this game works. So we gotta get it on that game.
yeah.
I don't know, but there's no way that I could possibly have stabbed Mr. Assman, as you say.
Wait.
Explain, please, Professor.
Of course, this cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose, but humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins.
This guy looks done.
Oh,
Just staring into
my
the camera
God.
like The Office. Gregson's like, dude,
Like, oh my God, this bitch.
Oh my god.
I ain't heard.
I need them to cut over to the jury to see how the fuck they're taking this.
Yeah.
Then surely you see. If I plunge something the size of Andrew into a man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath. No, a blood swimming pool.
I think you might be exaggerating there. Huh?
That's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And yet, not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood.
I kind of feel like he's doing our job for us, but I'm just gonna sit back and let him do it.
Yeah, he 100%.
Go
is.
for it, fam.
He's doing all the work for us.
Well, no, I suppose not.
You see, not one.
True, I didn't say anything like that.
Bud, what you doing? Science. Okay.
He's making cocktails.
Yeah. Well done, Professor.
Margarita.
That was a great counter argument.
True that, buddy.
Order! Order!
I'll get a drink of my own if you don't mind. Pray, forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop from my hallowed chalice to accompany my old friend seducing.
I mean, I'll forgive it, but my dude, you should get some help.
Yes, to you, Albert.
You're too kind, Barrick. But I'm really not a patch on you.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey, no.
Oh.
This is like watching the like hot guy in school try to ask out the ugly girl and just watching her fall for it.
Oh no.
Like this
No,
is
yawn.
oh. No?
No?
Do I need to get another glass? You have neglected to mention one crucial possibility.
I have?
A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound.
Oh.
Hey, of course.
Inspector, enlighten the court, please.
I don't
While I
know
take
it. I
another
was
drink.
just hoping that the inspector might think of something. It's fine.
Yes, sir.
Where are they going with this?
Not good places.
No, absolutely not.
Very well. You will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson.
We're going to the loo. The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body while he was beamed through the air.
Then how did it get back by the fucking machine?
True.
Details.
Detail. YOLO.
Why would you think that, Inspector?
With any wound, it's only when you pull the weapon out that profuse bleeding occurs. Once it's still lodged in the body, it acts as a stopper of sorts. For want of a better word.
I see.
You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this fact. It's common knowledge for any investigator.
Well, sorry. I thought I was a fucking lawyer. Where's Susato-san when you need her?
If you ask me, the bloke masked what he was doing from view with his body before stabbing husband in the chest. Then he beamed the victim off to the stage with his fancy device, the screwdriver still where he planted it.
I would never do such a thing, not to my precious tools. I would never use them for such dirty work.
But you're not helping your case here.
You only use tools for their intended purposes. That's common knowledge for any scientist.
Apparently,
The fact
scientists don't
remains.
become hackers, but that's okay.
The lack of blood at the scene can easily be explained, as the prosecution has demonstrated.
So that's all the testimony I have to work with? I had no idea the victim had been stabbed. That changes everything. Did Von Zieks keep that to himself until now on purpose? To gain the advantage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well, I suppose all I can do is press these witnesses for as much new information as possible.
Always assume that Von Zieks is doing it on purpose.
He's
Yes.
just jealous because he's not us.
Damn.
Okay, so we are going to examine this while we can. Oh, yep, that
Mhm.
does indeed look like blood. Although the fact that the tip itself is completely clean is a little weird.
Mm.
This is blood. Mr. Aspen's knows, no doubt. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. They have blood on them? Is that what our thing is?
It's so unsanitary.
I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor of the kinesis machine. Which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. Oh, neat.
No one's here to banter with us, Sag.
I know. Alright, well, I don't see anything else interesting on here, so, I have what I need. Hey, bitch, take this. You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal? That was a very
Look.
big word for Elmo.
I'm so proud that you're extending your vocabulary, young'un. But look, there was no blood on the experimentation stage, even though that's where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is that the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding.
It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world.
Sorry, we don't bleed.
What? Whoa. Oh, I'm thinking too hard now. Whoa.
Yes, but about this screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves on the experimentation stage.
What?
Yeah, because we fucking found it. It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Yay! Well, yeah, that you mention it. Yes.
Wow, wonderful. Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the Defense Council to investigate?
Why are you jealous?
Yes, actually, I'm very jealous right now. That you contravened the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. I was very clear. It was that's a thing.
Yes, that's true. This screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it?
Well, what are you getting at?
If this tool had still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have still been on the stage.
Oh, go!
That's right. It should have been beamed across to the Crystal Tower along with Mr. Assman and been found still lodged in the victim's chest.
No! My fish and chips.
Order! Order! How do you explain this, Inspector?
It looks as though everything that the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed. If the screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred, obviously, that should have been beamed to the destination as well.
You.
This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that it did actually take place. All right, time to tighten the screws here. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument, we can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied on. Oh, he looks pissed.
Dare you?
Lord Von Zeeks is stumped.
Whoa!
Excuse
that
me?
was a big ass holder. What the fuck?
Excuse
Buddy,
me?
Shut up.
No, please shut the fuck up, sir. Shut the
Oh.
fuck up.
I
Please,
would
someone-
like to stop being this man's defense effective immediately, please.
What the actual? I hate this guy. I mean, I love to win though, so please keep going.
Yeah.
Do you have something to say, witness?
No, he doesn't.
No,
Ignore
shut
him.
up. Yes, please go. Go ahead.
Check my phone. Making sure I didn't press any weird buttons. Okay, we're good. Yes, I knew it. It bears out. The equation holds.
Gregson is still doing the office look.
Mr. Naruhodo, don't worry.
Oh, I'm immediately worrying.
I'm
Yeah,
worried.
I'm already panicking.
About what? I had it all figured out.
Without delving into details,
Oh
there's
my.
no inconsistency.
We're gonna die.
Without details, buddy.
Go stand in the corner. just
You're
go.
in timeout.
You are
bitch.
in timeout. What?
You look dumb.
No. No. Even if Andrew had been lodged in Mr. Asmund's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining on stage is consistent with my calculations, buddy.
I mean, you couldn't do the last
you wanna
calculations
go to
right,
jail?
so therefore, you can't trust these ones either. Ignore the defendant. He doesn't fucking know what he's talking about. What?
Dumbass.
What?
He's a dumbass.
This is what the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution is for.
Oh, yeeted the bottle.
Goodbye. We have a bottle count?
I hope that hit someone. I really hope it did. It would seem your illusions have been shattered, just like my bottle, by the way. Clearly, we should hear the accused's explanation. Oh, please, do go on.
I don't think we should.
Or should I say this brilliant scientist explanation?
I think you should shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Please just let me die
We're
here.
dead.
I'm just
Dead.
I'm just gonna lay here, and if I can't see everyone else, they can't see me either.
True.
If I just lay here, you lie with me. Just forget the world.
The world.
I don't even have anyone to sing to.
Damn.
Okay.
Time
Just-
to die.
Just when I'd found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Scientists.
Just like aliens. Alien scientists.
Scientists.
Very well. The defendant will testify again. Provide us with the scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold. In the name of Apollo, I will, my lord.
Okay.
Stop being a fucking nerd, sir.
Yeah.
Please. For once.
Dork.
All right, the inconsistency explained. We're just gonna clown on this man all the time after this now.
His hair is already a clown. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me?
Well, like, my favorite part of this is the fact that, like, we know he didn't actually manage to make that man move. So
Yeah.
we know he's a fucking fraud.
Yes.
And now we're going to
Just
hear his
doesn't wanna be.
explanation as to why the body moved, but the screwdriver didn't move.
Hmm.
Like, the body moved. Like, none of this is possible. We're in Candyland court at this point. Like,
Yes.
the fucking Oompa Loompas did it. That's about as far as I can take it. Like,
I want to go with the Oompa Loompa theory. Yeah.
like, clearly that's who killed the man. It was the Oompa Loompas.
To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, my hypothesis states that the kinesis cannot transport metal, though. Hence, the metal weapon would have stayed put. Wasn't he transported in a cage?
Yeah.
What?
Which is metal.
I just gotta read.
Metal cage.
There he is.
I guess it's wood.
Oh, it's a wooden cage. Oh. Hmm. Hmm.
How were his
Oh.
glasses transported, though?
Oh yeah.
I was about to say they're probably just gonna have us ignore the glasses here. If we're gonna pick apart the metal bit.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the glasses, we've got whatever this button is made out of, like,
That cannot be a wooden button.
yeah,
That just can't.
I mean, it could be ceramic or something, but
Well, yeah.
you're full of shit, my dude. Or, I mean, I guess you're probably not full of shit. You think that you can transport a guy using electricity, so.
Yeah, he thinks it works.
Yeah.
Loompas do not kill, they only sing and
Mr.
dance to
Aspen.
your device.
Mr. Aspen was the patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect the incredible machine that we built together.
Yes, and I had almost fucking done that.
Your sponsor is full of shit. No, your sponsor is full of blood.
Yeah. Probably full of shit, too, if we're being honest.
True. Everyone is like,
So the thrust of your testimony, Professor, is
That based upon this hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by the method of instantaneous kinesis?
in other words.
In other words, since the screwdriver is made out of metal, even if it remained lodged in the victim's chest, its subsequent discovery on the stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not an inconsistency.
And therefore,
And therefore I win. And therefore
Your Honor,
Professor Albert Hairbrain could still have been the killer.
Your Honor, stop
I
reading the
hate-
prosecution. My hypothesis holds, you see. But doesn't that mean you're guilty, you dumbass? We had to make the cage used to contain the subject from wood for that very reason. Okay. It's not addressing you, witness. My wig.
Professor Hairbrain?
Yes.
Whose side are you on here?
Clearly not his own. I don't take sides, Mr. Naruhodo. No, no, no. I just want to die, apparently. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I'm a scientist, after all.
If I hadn't been unemployed for the last 6 months, I would say fuck this, but I probably need rent money. So.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you owe Iris too much back pay, and she breaks some kneecaps.
Yeah. They're the only thing she can reach, but she's very good at it.
That's why she's good at it.
Yeah. Is he working for us or against us? Who's us? It's me and the mouse on my shoulder, apparently. It's very hard to tell.
Mouse is very important.
Clearly.
Oh, thanks for throwing this trial for me, bestie. Let's see how you cross-examine this testimony, my Nipponi's friend.
Yes, fire away, Mr.
Are we
Naruhodo.
ganging up on
I hate my
Is
life.
it because we're besties? What?
I am suddenly regretting becoming a lawyer again, and I'm thinking maybe I should also be a wax museum wax dummy. Because it seems to be
support your
working for
dream.
Mr. Sholmes.
Yes. To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research.
And yet, your retort to my argument wasn't lacking in confidence in any way.
Yes, that's how you get by as a white man.
Oh my god! Hey yo!
Read 'em. Read 'em.
Hey yo!
No, scientists can find the truth about first finding self-belief. Oh, those were the words a certain scientist I hold in very high. Those were the words of a certain scientist I hold in very high esteem. Very highest esteem.
But you realize that disproving my argument puts you in a very precarious position, don't you?
No scientist should strive to protect himself more than he strives to protect the truth. Okay. More words of the same great scientist, you know?
Words that are causing me a lot of trouble. Who is this scientist?
Probably himself.
Shut up. Stop it. I'm afraid I couldn't tell you, Mr. Naruhodo. What? But as soon as I remember the magnificent genius's name, you'll be the first to know.
It
It's probably himself.
might be worth keeping the names of your idols to mind.
You're wasting your breath, my learned friend. This scatterbrain even forgets my name at times. If you can believe that.
So Lord Von Zeeks really did have a friend once. But I didn't notice hell freezing over.
Damn! Holy shit, that was savage.
Look, Dianosuke is so much
Whoa.
fun because I get to be so much more mean. This is a sarcastic bitch and he knows it, so...
I love that.
Love you, Phoenix, but, this
we
is
love
my
sarcasm.
he's my new favorite.
My hypothesis states that kinesis cannot transport metal, though, hence the metal weapon would have stayed put.
Your hypothesis states it, so this isn't proven then.
No, of course not. It's merely a hypothesis, but a good one, based upon thousands of calculations. It's widely known that metals can't be decomposed by electrolysis.
Yeah, that's
everyone knows that.
Yeah, wide knowledge.
Yes, of course. So I am right. My hypothesis is clearly correct. Okay.
What is it about incriminating himself that makes this man so happy?
Shit, he a clown.
The whole reason that birdcage is made of wood, you see.
Sorry, the birdcage?
Yes, the movie
Great
starring
movie.
Robin Williams.
You're right, that's what I was gonna say. The Birdcage is a great film. I love Robin Williams.
Would highly recommend if you have not watched it.
Nathan
It's one of my favorite movies of his.
And
have
Matthew
not.
Broderick.
I have no idea
Yes,
what you guys
yes.
are talking about, but that's okay.
Sorry.
Oh my god. It's so Robin Williams
Mhm.
owns a drag club in Miami
Oh, yeah.
with his husband Nathan Lane. And their son comes home from college to introduce them, or well, they get surprised by their son who comes home from college
Mhm.
and says that he's going to get married, and his fiance's dad is this super ultra like right-wing conservative politician, and it goes downhill from there.
That sounds amazing.
It's such a good movie. I don't want to tell you more. My favorite line
Mhm.
is so Nathan Lane's character is like having an absolute fit, and they have this like guy that like I don't know if Agador lives with them or if he just like they refer to him as their houseman, so he helps them do like chores and stuff. He also
Mhm.
works at the club, and Nathan Lane like is like, Agador, I need my purine tablets, and like Robin Williams is like, what the fuck are you giving him? Like, don't give him drugs, like what the hell? And so like then Agador kind of like leans over to him and he's just like, I scraped off they're aspirin, I scraped off the A and the S.
Oh my god.
Purine tablets. Anyway, that's my that's my commercial for the Birdcage.
I love
No.
this review.
I don't know what it's streaming on, but you should. I highly recommend. Anyway,
I'm looking it up now.
yes, that's what I call the C. What? That is what I call the C. obtusa cage, which Mr. Aspen was placed for the kinesis.
Looks like it is on Prime.
Yeah,
Okay. And
You
also
got Prime.
Library.
I do have Prime, so.
go watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Fun random like lemur lore fact. That's actually the first Robin Williams movie I watched after he died,
Oh.
and I cried a lot during it.
Oh, during the Birdcage of all movies.
Like I'd seen it a lot before then, but it was just the first one of his movies that I had watched. I still can't really watch Hook,
Oh.
because that one's a little bit more emotional.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first Robin Williams movie I watched after he died, and I cried the entire time. It's not a sad movie,
Yeah. That's why I'm like, oh.
but I cried a lot. The judge, that was not the right accent. The jail cell in which the victim was detained, it does indeed seem to be made of a timber of some sort.
I'll thank you not to refer to it as an instrument of incarceration, your lordship.
In short, that was not Nathan Lane in the Birdcage, right? Okay, any weapon lodged in the victim when he was beamed away by instantaneous kinesis would have been left behind on the stage if it made of metal, correct?
Yes, that's it. Yes. Sorry.
Turned on by this?
This man is in the middle of an orgasm. It's fine. The science is that good.
When you get too horny for science.
No. Well, that's straight. No.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I was about to read that line over again. It all fits perfectly with the mathematical model.
This is your entertainment, everyone.
Look, we never claimed to be highbrow entertainment.
I mean, yeah, maybe you're the prostitution. I'm
Yeah,
the prosecution.
I
Alright.
sat there and tried to seduce your assistant for like 35 fucking minutes. No, not at all. I don't do any of that.
None of that, no.
But the ultimate conclusion, then.
And then we immediately went to Madame Tussauds or Sods, and I tried to flirt with her less than 5 minutes later.
10 out of 10.
Is that the defendant alone had the opportunity to inflict this fatal injury on the victim, is it not? Ah! Ah, indeed, sir. My wig.
Someone beam me out of this nightmare.
This is a nightmare.
Scotty, where the fuck you at, man?
In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naruhodo isn't an inconsistency at all.
You seem to be pleased by that.
Yes, another example of my hypothesis holding true. But I sense some sarcasm, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you not pleased?
So he can read social cues.
No.
I love that.
No.
No.
I knew it. At the end of the day, I am the one responsible for Mr. Aspen losing his life.
Yeah, and you seem damn determined to make sure everyone knows that in this courtroom.
Oh, you're stupid. The advancement of science is no excuse. I know that.
No, you're quite right.
All right, tell the court, did you have a close relationship with Mr. Aspen? Give us all the deets.
No, I'm more of a tits man.
Oh, well, no, not really. I mean, I'd only met him 2 or 3 times.
Oh.
This man came to you, gave you money, and built you a machine, and you didn't sit there and go, what the fuck does he want from me?
Right.
No.
It was his Discord kid.
He just wanted the money. And we only ever discussed my hypothesis and the project and the research grant, of course. Mr. Asman was the patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible.
How did you come to know Mr. Asman in the first place? My science trading card.
Is that a Checky?
Yeah.
A year ago now, a small provincial science journal published a little paper about my work.
Clearly,
There
both
is
small
little.
and little.
That's a scientific journal? Good gracious, I should need new spectacles.
It's a picture book, actually. You have to get really good at drawing the hypothesis. But it's the literature review that you've really got to watch out for.
I might have had an extraordinary hypothesis and great promise, but at the time, I had no money. No monies. I had to eat tiny little meals in a tiny little cafe and drink tiny watered down water out of my tiny little glass. She's doing this weird thing that she was doing right before stream too. But Mr. Asman read the paper and came to visit me at my tiny little laboratory.
Ye old OnlyFans is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
This
And
is
offered
the
you money.
original Playboy.
Oh, snap. No wonder he was making those noises earlier and offered you money to help you fund your work.
Work.
Okay, so So yeah, chat's talking about OnlyFans. I follow somebody on TikTok who has an OnlyFans account for their hearse, and they refer to it as funerals. And all they post are pictures of their hearse, and it's a very lucrative account, and it's very funny.
That is wild. I need better ideas, man. Like.
So that's one way that people use OnlyFans besides the obvious.
Yeah.
I literally do not know of any other instance that is not,
Porn?
Porn, yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's, only funerals.
Only funeral. No. I am dead now.
Well, I've got the account for you.
Yeah.
Only funeral.
Let me tell you about it.
I'm next.
Exactly, that's what happened.
I'll never recover from that.
I handled the theoretical side of things, and Mr. Assman provided me with an engineer for the practical. And the three of us produced that fantastic machine together. Hey, where's that third person?
Yeah. The machine that you brought to the great exhibition to demonstrate?
We had to apply we had to apply to the government for some sort of inspection to be allowed to exhibit, I think. I didn't understand all that side of things. Mr. Assman took care of it all. He was a wonderful man. Really, I owe him everything.
What is the scientific version of a pillow princess? Because that's basically what this man is. Like,
Well,
he
I mean,
didn't do
if you
shit.
think Well, like, you think about, like, ye olden times with, you'd get, like, patrons if you were, like, an artist.
Yeah.
So, it kind of fits with, like, how Michelangelo and Da Vinci made their money.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is very true.
But also, yes, scientifically speaking.
Scientifically speaking. Scientifically speaking, of course. I miss Emma.
Oh, sweet.
Now I have a duty to protect this incredible machine that we built together.
When you say that you built the machine together, does that mean you were involved in its construction?
I thought we mentioned him earlier, but I forgot about the mouse, and I just got pleasantly surprised. Oh.
He's a cute little guy.
Yes. So cute. Well, not exactly. I'm not so good with the practical side of machines myself, so the physical construction was done by an engineer, who we should really bring to court.
Yeah, probably.
Little remains of your creation now, though following the explosion, repair will no doubt be impossible.
I mean, you can ship a Theseus it.
Yes, I realize that, but still. If someone were to gather all the broken parts, they could discover the secrets of my hypothesis. My secrets. But Mr. Assman and I toiled over the machine for so long, we put our hearts and souls into it.
It was an expression of our love.
I have to protect our work. So that's why I left the So that's what's left of the machine. Oh my Jesus. Hold on. Just take a second. So what's left of the machine must be kept safe. That's only fair because what happened was an accident. Good Lord. We got there in the end, folks.
That's the extent of the testimony, then. Thank goodness for that. I don't want him doing any more damage. He's already basically proven that he could have been the culprit. But it seems as though all he really cares about is defending his hypothesis.
Hold a bit.
Still, I wonder, what if his hypothesis is just fundamentally flawed? Alright, let's try to prove it.
Maverick, come here.
See.
Maverick, I'm busy. You need to go do something else.
Objection.
But no. Professor Harebrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct.
In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. You can
His mustache?
Yeah. Did you know it was fake? It was metal all along.
Metal mustache?
You can clearly see that Mr. Assman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim.
What? Metal? No! Metal can't. Metal? No!
We've already established that the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should also have predicted that the metal-rimmed spectacles would be found in the same place.
No, my hypothesis!
My precious.
Hypothesis!
Professor Harebrain, this isn't easy for me to say, oh, but it is. But your hypothesis is clearly flawed. Shut the fuck up.
Go sit in the corner.
Exactly. Go sit
I
in the
love how
corner and
Gregson
think about
just
what you've
left.
done. Yeah, Gregson's
Gregson
like,
was so
peace
done,
out.
he just fucking left.
We
He's
just
like,
almost
"Peace
got
out,
him in so much trouble.
bitch."
You know when, like, you're just waiting long enough and you're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm out.
In my head, he's just like sitting down on the ground, like back there, just like, eventually they might need me, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking sit here and eat my fish and chips.
Like,
He's just
she's
sitting
probably,
cross-legged on the floor, right where he was standing anyways, like
Yeah.
he
chomping
walked
down.
backwards slowly as soon as the guy started talking. It's like, well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna just,
Oh, bye.
Descending back into the bushes.
yeah.
Farewell.
Order! Order, council. What is the implication of this?
If, on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than on the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit.
But my hypothesis is sound. I proved it that day. The experiment was a success. The experiment was proof of all my work.
If I could say something here, in my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society.
I mean, I'd rather you didn't unless you were going to agree with me, but I guess.
Yes, juror number 4, go ahead.
As a man of science, there's one thing I simply cannot abide. And that's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science.
What? Wait! Great Scott, are you suggesting my science is suspect?
Oh my god. Please tell me we're not going to have the nerds fight.
Nerd off!
Nerd off.
Nerd fight! Brr, 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 brr.
It's just been disproved, hasn't it, in front of all of us. In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I told you that this man is a heel, a bounder, a fraud.
I say, the wreckage of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined. I appreciate that they're only having 2 of the jurors talk, so we don't have to keep going back and forth. No, never! That machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis. No! What a world! It's protected by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. I just made that up.
What the devil is that blasted act all about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule?
I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? Oh no, I have to actually guess here.
Shit.
So what do we want to do? What do we think is the best way to help?
Cry in the corner. Cry in the club.
I mean, I think cry in the club is wait and see, maybe. We have cry in the club, wait and see, and then we have dance on the table, raise an objection. So, like, where are we feeling here?
Chat says, let him dig his grave.
Okay. We'll just wait and see. Maybe I should watch and wait for the time being.
My feeling is that machine requires a thorough examination.
But what about this special dispensation that's been mentioned? Oh gosh, this is all too much.
If it's determined that the machine itself was a murder weapon, I think you'll find the act won't supply. Of course it was the murder weapon. Anyone can see that as plain as day.
So we're all in agreement, are we? That the machine should be stripped.
If I don't do something, they'll... Professor Hairbrain has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case, yes. But even so...
Even so what?
Well, if you let me finish, I would have finished what I was going to say after even so, believe it or not.
I just like to say things.
I know you wanted to be included, but, pipe the fuck down. Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. He would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection!
He had an obvious reason to do exactly that. For the research grant money.
If the government was foolish enough to have deemed the man's ridiculous notion possible, he and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed.
Conspirators?
What would be the value of such a grant? £10?
What's a research grant these days? $10?
$10.
For an order of magnitude of, madam, £500 a year.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, you could live handsome on that much for years.
I can't tell. Is this actually a minor? And where is she
what-
getting all the corn from?
I want some corn.
The society has noticed an increase of various public demonstrations in the field of science recently. Plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get to the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you.
No, I haven't deceived anyone, least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound, the science is sound. Please, you must believe me.
This is wild because every single person we've talked to has said that the science is not sound,
Objection!
including the 10-year-old genius, so...
She gets the corn from the same place Gregson gets the fish and chips. Agreed.
Mhm.
No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower. Which means that the experiment was a success.
Ah, Eric.
My love. No.
And therefore,
I swoon.
the only person. Stop, you're making me laugh, darling. Sorry. The only person who could possibly have committed this murder is the accused. Did you like that? Did you like that, baby?
J'accuse.
Ah, bruh. Sorry. That was such a weird delivery. I'm sorry.
Oh, where is this heading? I have no idea.
Oh, I
We
know.
haven't had any idea this entire stream. It's fine.
No, we're just vibing.
We're vibing.
I'm confused.
My lord, if I may.
You may not. Yes,
No.
Lord Fonsees. What is it?
The prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand.
New? New witnesses. What would be the nature of their involvement?
I'd like to call upon Michael, if I... No. They were spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition, who were occupying special seats.
Is the queen coming?
Yes.
Eyewitnesses.
Very well. The court grants the prosecution's request. Dun, dun, dun. I would very much like to hear from these eyewitnesses to the incident.
We overthrow the queen.
The prosecution's stance is clear. This experiment was no postiche. The accused killed the financer victim there on the public stage before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend.
Yes?
It's time for you to make your own stance clear.
There's clearly a flaw in the professor's hypothesis. I can definitely see that. But where does that leave me?
Confused.
Missing Susato.
Dazed, confused.
A little scared. Mildly
scared.
horny.
Yeah, I was about to say a little turned on. We shall take a short recess now.
Perfect.
Thanks, buddy. During which time the prosecution will prepare its new witness to take the stand.
Oh boy.
This man has a pageant wave.
He does. He is the queen, actually. As you wish, my lord.
And if anybody who's ever seen The Princess Bride knows, that means I love you. Good. In that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes.
Ball pit. Woohoo. Or the ancient ball pit. What did they use back then? I don't know.
Ye old McDonald's ball pit.
Ye old ball pit.
The old ball pit.
All right, do we want to end here for tonight, or do we want to go a little further?
We are early.
We are early.
We are pretty early, actually. Yeah.
Okay,
I would be okay with continuing.
Sure.
sounds good. Let's go.
That was a
Just
wild place.
All right, 23rd of October, 10:44 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber.
Ye old Bailey.
Ye Old Bailey.
And now this is the part where we slap him.
I'm gonna see him on, like across the room and just go
Kill Bill
rush
Siren.
him. Yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo. What on earth were you playing at just now? Or rather, what on earth are you playing at all along? My hypothesis, my amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start. Yeah, to save your life, you idiot.
Also, like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know absolutely not a lick of science, but if it can be picked apart by someone who doesn't know any science, it might not be that amazing of a hypothesis.
Yeah, it might not be that sound, bud.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
But you promised me. You said you proved that Dratted explosion was an accident, not murder.
What do you think I was trying to do?
What do you think was happening? You said you'd keep my precious invention from falling into anyone else's hands. But all you've done so far is try to undermine me.
Please fire me.
I would like to get out, please.
I would like to leave. Yes, I did make you a promise, you're right. I said that I'd believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end.
Saboteur!
But I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. The fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there?
But if I just run through the same equations, yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete.
Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he?
No.
Wow.
You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault. And I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster. I'm not a scientist. Not just as a scientist, but as a human being.
Okay, I'm a lawyer, not a psychiatrist. I don't know how to comfort you, but okay.
Someone else, buddy.
Well, that might be a little over the top.
And while we're on the subject, what about Barrick? He's being awful.
Yes, because he's prosecuting you for murder. Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean?
He's a disaster, not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being.
Damn.
Go for him.
Get him. But no, wait, he's the Reaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore.
Homo.
So
Maybe
that's cleared up.
He's not a human anymore.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, he's been replaced
It's not
by aliens.
real.
Look, we could spend the next 20 minutes trying to hash this out, but quite honestly, we're just gonna say okay and move on. Can I double check something with you?
It's like that one, that video of that lady getting off the airplane. She's like, that motherfucker back there isn't real. That's what's happening with Air Brain right now.
He's going through a lot. It's fine.
Yes. What?
The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved?
I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. These two hands right here, catch them. Feline was painstakingly drawn. Sorry. Sorry. Sometimes I distract myself.
Nerd fight.
Every line was painstakingly drawn with the firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hasn't reached maturity yet, but please, Mr. Naruhodo, you must believe in it.
All right, Professor. I understand. Counsel, defendant. I'm back from France.
Bailiff Elmo Mayoshi.
Yay. The prosecution's witnesses are ready to take the stand. Court is about to be in session again. Make your way into the courtroom, please.
Zeke's only turned into a vampire after Hairbrain went to Germany. Probably, yeah.
Clearly, those two events are related.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What I can make of that is Hairbrain always keeps garlic in his pocket, so anytime he was near, the vampire stayed away.
Yes.
I've solved the murder. I've solved the case. I've connected the dots.
You connected shit.
I've connected them. All right. It all hinges on that demonstration. If the professor's hypothesis is as sound as he claims, it leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Sholmes was adamant.
Practical information such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition is quite impossible.
God, he was so scandalously dressed.
So really, what should I be trying to prove here?
That we are sane.
Clearly, we need to put this trial on hold for like 5 years so that I can create my own machine and test it myself and then decide whether or not it's possible.
Yes.
23rd of October, 11 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. So court starts at like 8:43 or some shit like that, but we're going to restart exactly on the hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad we got that out of the way.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witness to testify?
The prosecution is ready, my lord.
As is the defense, my lord.
So, Lord Von Zieks, who'd you got? I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes.
Indeed, they did. And as luck would have it, one of them is a police detective.
Is that going to be Gina?
Oh no.
So,
No.
the
Yeah.
testimony we are about to hear can be considered highly reliable.
Perfect. A detective of all people.
The prosecution's stance remains unchanged. Though it ended in tragedy, the demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound.
Can we get like a scientist in here to maybe say whether it was or wasn't? Can we stop bringing in like cops?
Or like maybe the engineer that has been referenced a couple of times.
Yeah.
And consequently, the sole person with the opportunity to have committed this act of murder is the only other individual to have been present on the stage at the time, the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The prosecution's position is clear. Bring forth your witnesses now.
Bring forth the dancing lobsters.
Bailiff, show the witnesses in. The witnesses whose proximity to the incident on the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally.
Oh.
Yep,
you
there
were
she
right.
is.
Yep, there it is.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court to hear.
Okay, wait, how are we doing this?
I'll take him if you want to take the child, and then I'll still be Gina.
Okay, I'll take the child then.
Okay. My name is Balthasar Loon. Try my best Sholmes impersonation. I am the impressor, whatever the fuck that word is, of all hot air balloons in vicinity of the Esperimento stage. Jesus, I regret my
Either
choice of
Spanish
music.
or Italian, I can't tell. Oh god, here we go. Oh
So
god. here
this
we go.
cross-examination is what I'm hearing is going to be very painful.
Yes, it sure is.
That sounds.
My name is Wilhelm Gostrich Sigismund Osmanstein. I have come to see the great exhibition of the way from my home in Bohemia. At least I paid for this balloon. I'm rich.
Oh. Inspector Gina Lestrade, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective. Even Erlock Sholmes agrees. Got through one bubble just fine. Good job.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
I
Progress.
was on
Character
security
development.
duty at the exhibition, and I got to go up in one of them balloons. It was amazing.
Gina. Again.
Shoot.
But she did mention that she'd seen the disaster from up in a balloon, actually, didn't she? I mean, to be fair, we know Scotland Yard has more than 3 people in it, but we have never seen more than 3 people from Scotland Yard, so
That's crazy.
Yeah.
we're like, maybe it'll be a new... No, it's Gina again. And she clearly loved every minute of it.
There were 3 balloons flying near the public experimentational stage when the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time and saw events unfold from the skies above.
You make it sound like they were in the clouds. It was only an altitude of circa 60 feet, very low. Well, you can't see nothing if you fly too high, can ya?
60 feet. About 18 meters then. Thank you for giving me it in metric. I appreciate it. Could you please do that to all the others?
Holes.
Thank you for your introductions. Now will you give your formal testimony to the court? Kindly describe exactly what you witnessed, especially those of you who had a vantage point above the stage.
So in Holmes canon, Wilhelm von Ormstein was the king of Bohemia who Irene Adler had an affair with and blackmailed him over it. Good for her. Gaslight gatekeep girl boss. All right, the view from 60 feet up.
It was an... Oh.
Just think Spanish.
Incidente terrible. I don't know. I'm only
Terrible.
Terrible. I'm only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. Stop cutting back and forth between these two, please. There's this huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang in the sky besides us.
It's from the midst this smoke. A cage appeared out of nowhere.
The cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower.
Oh yeah, now I'm convinced he's Italian.
I didn't get a good look at the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower. That's it.
Yep.
A most extraordinary collective account, I must say.
Could I just clarify something?
No.
There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've not heard any mention of until now. Specifically, that there were 2 explosions?
More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places, yes. When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time, carrying other passengers as well, to be clear. Then, as power was supplied to the machine for the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called birdcage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later, the second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses. The birdcage appeared on the site of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down on the Crystal Tower.
It was very surprised. Suddenly, a cage appeared before my eyes with a person inside. The blast was so hot, but I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide.
Sir, another balloon, if you please.
The other one flew away. I still have lots of money.
I hate him so much.
Precisely who is this curious infant?
I'm told he is a young noble of the Bohemian royalty. Apparently, he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the Great Exhibition.
Yeah, I am here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school.
We will have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony.
Benefit, right.
Pardon me.
Do we really need that?
When I remove my mask, this is what I look like.
Yes, I see. A delightful face, I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody says so.
Great disguise, then.
The point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the fact for the court. Namely, that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore, that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the Crystal Tower where the victim fell. Therefore, only the accused who was with Mr. Asman on the stage could have possibly committed the murder.
Von Zieks is always the one to get rid of the circus music. Like,
Yes, because I'm that damn serious.
or he is the clown. Like,
Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecution's views on the matter are quite clear. So the defense's cross-examination now, please.
Yes, my lord. All right, let's do this.
It was an incident terrible. I'm only grateful that my balloons were not damaged.
There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage at the time, I understand.
See, all 3 of them. My bellissimi bambini.
I bellissimi bambini.
Bellissimi bambini.
We're getting pretty firmly into Mario territory now.
Let's go! It's a Mario. It's a me, Mario.
They were very popular. They are very popular.
Signor.
Well, yeah. Is that how you spell it? Like, for Spanish?
Signor.
Not for Spanish. This is Italian.
Okay, that makes. Oh, that's right. We just said he was Italian.
He's Mario.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I just immediately was like, hey, I went Spain for some reason. Like, I don't know. They're very popular, senor. Some people will pay £10 for one ride.
£10? That's more than my annual stipend.
Damn.
£20 a month. That is my pocket money.
Royals have all the luck.
Fuck that kid.
I got up there for free, I did. Playing the old I work for Her Majesty's police card, you know?
I'm so proud of my child. Detectives have all the luck.
Okay.
If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though?
Because if I had too many in the skies, they could crash into each other.
The operators for the balloons were decided by lots, with each operator manning a particular area.
See. And the zone above the public experimentation stage is the most profitable. The other impresarios?
Yeah, impresarios.
The other impresarios, they hate me. You, witness, I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements for the balloon rides at the exhibition. Perhaps we could hear more about what you actually witnessed of the incident. Right, I can fill you in there, my lord. Maverick, I'm still busy. There's this huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang in the sky besides us.
Impresarios hate him. 10 easy tricks to aerodynamics. So, you actually saw the incident happen from up in the air?
Yep, isn't it amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling you, Odo, being a lawyer's mugs game, you should join the force and we could go flying together.
You know me so well.
Become a cop.
Yes, well,
You know
anyway. Could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think?
Do they
Everything.
have dental?
Yeah.
We saw everything because we were above it all. Sorry, I was yelling at Maverick. That dodgy cove's climbing into the cage, and that dodgy professor pulling at all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang, and the cage disappeared, just like that.
This is Great Britain. Of course they don't have dental.
Chad, no.
You are describing the moment of the subject's body was decomposed by the electricity, I believe. I didn't know what to make of it, but when there was another bang right in the ear, I look around and there was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky, and there was nothing there before.
Master Gotts, does your memory of the day differ?
My teacher at elementary school said that once you meet someone from the first time, you should always use their full name.
Yes, oh, what was it again?
Wilhelm Gostrich Sigismund Ormstein.
Just the four names, then. The point is, do you have something to say? Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrad's last remark, perhaps?
Boy, get it right, Odo. It's an Inspector Lestrade.
Why does everyone have a problem with how I address them at the moment?
That is not what I saw.
Oh?
Yeah, there was a second explosion, and it was right beside our balloon. That is true. But I'm sure.
Which is what I said, isn't it? 1 minute there was nothing there, and the next a massive explosion.
My teacher at elementary school says that when someone is speaking, If you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable.
She's gonna shank him.
Are all Bohemians brought up to be so full of joy?
More money. Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky.
A green balloon?
Eh? You what? I never saw nothing like that.
Well, I did. I saw it, and you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the council. I will cry and scream. My testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed.
Playing with the bleeding royalty card, are you? Typical.
Says the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's police. Look, none of us are faultless.
In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your formal testimony. In the interest of the cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia.
Yes, that great nation relationship.
It was not the sky that exploded. It was a green balloon that was next to ours in the time.
A green balloon, you say? Are you sure about that?
Of course I am sure. I am proud Bohemian Prince. All these questions are making me boring.
I think you mean bored. Why would we do this?
English is very annoying. The language of my countrymen is far superior.
Ragazzo, it's very wrong to lie.
Lie?
Flying balloons never explode. For some reason, the planets never explode. It's logical.
Please tell me that doesn't mean logical.
If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia.
Madai? Madai?
No! I will have the army come and shoot all of your stupid balloons out of the sky, all of them!
We are going to cause a national incident right here, right now.
Baby.
More money.
But I want another balloon now.
You are, Your Highness.
If only all international incidents were so easily resolved.
Can you imagine? Now that peaceful relations have been restored here in the courtroom, perhaps we could return to the testimony. Did you also meet the moment that the cage materialized, Mr. Loon?
No. I did not see the explosion myself. However, the cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower.
Did you see that actually happen?
No. In reality, I did not. I saw it after it hit the tower. There was a grande confusione around the stage. I ran to see what happened. I was terrorized by the idea that one of my balloons had crashed.
I suppose they are his livelihood.
But when I looked up in the sky, all my precious balloons were still there. I saw it, though. I saw him slam into the tower. After all, I am a detective now.
Then tell us what you saw, Inspector Lestrade.
That's what I like to hear. Didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
Was it you who gave the order to keep people away?
Use your Ed, Odo. How could it have been me? I was up in the balloon, weren't I?
Right.
So, because I weren't available, it was the boss who had to leg it over there. He was getting shoved and kicked all over by the panicking spectators as he tried to seal off the scene. It was a real sight to behold, I can tell you. Amazing.
Poor Inspector Gregson.
So anyway, I couldn't see the cage that well because of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see, to be honest. I was scared out of me wits.
Keep it together, Inspector. The prosecution really is asserting that the demonstration was genuine. But what if it was actually some kind of switch-around trick instead? That would mean that the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. The two explosions would have thrown everybody watching into a panic for sure. I think I need to find out more about what exactly people saw at the time. Alright, let's see. Do I have anything? Oh, we do have a green bullet thing.
Objection.
Is it this? Oh, I guess that's not a contradiction, is it? Yeah. Thank you.
Gee.
Okay, so...
What about, did Loon say something about the balloons don't explode?
Yeah, but it's not in testimony.
Oh. Is there something that says there's only one explosion?
No. Well, everyone's in agreement that there were two. I'm not seeing any, like, basic... Here, Gina. I'll object to you. Nope, also not that.
Damn.
Yeah. Overrule my objection. Fine. Alright, well, I'm gonna start pressing again. After saving. Because we just took 2 penalties. Alright, so...
Hold it!
See if there's anything new. There's 3 balloons flying up there. Blah, blah, blah. He makes a lot of money.
Hold it!
Another thing in the sky. Let's see. Okay, this is new.
I looked round and there was a huge, great fireball right next to us in the sky, and there was nothing there before. And what appears out of the flames? The cage, that's what. And that description sounds like the moment after the man was beamed instantaneously through space. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? But that's the 20th century for you, I reckon.
So the people who actually saw the demonstration with their own eyes really believe they saw something miraculous taking place. Well, that didn't help me out at all, thank you.
Hold it!
There was a green balloon. He's gonna cause an international incident because English is hard, which I agree.
Very much agree.
I just, you know, don't get to cause an international incident every time I'm wrong.
What a shame.
I know.
Hold it!
Cage fell from the sky. Jaina saw everything. We have our cute little moment.
Hold it!
Because she's still my daughter, even if she is a cop now. Okay. Victim was never actually on the stage. We found out all we can. Not this guy. What do I even have? Here, look at my armband.
Is that weird measuring device to measure like ankles and shit?
No, it's just a weird contraption that we never figured out what it was. It looks like a little crossbow thing.
It does.
There's some kind of lever here.
Yep.
What the? What is this?
Definitely a crossbow.
It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun.
Crossbow.
I think it's probably used for the same thing too.
Galaxy brain.
Yeah.
Goodness, it was discovered.
They
Crossbows.
shot the screwdriver with
Looks
this.
You wind this around in order to draw the bowstring back and create tension. You must be able to fire arrows with a huge amount of force using this device then. In fact, I would imagine it's far more accurate and powerful than a Japanese longbow. Ugh, really had no idea what I was picking up when I spotted this at the exhibition grounds.
I'm convinced it had to be the screwdriver.
The one that we found on the stage?
Yeah.
How
There were
did
no other arrow-looking projectiles.
that we found
it's
so
the
far?
Yeah.
We have like 8 pieces of evidence total.
And then they shot it at the balloon?
So then how did
Maybe.
it end up on the stage?
It fell. Something. Yes.
They shot it at the balloon, it somehow went through the victim and still ended up on the stage.
Yes.
If anything is doing miraculous science, it sounds like this screwdriver.
Yes.
The
One
groove
of them was
here must be where the arrows are loaded, I suppose. So I was right, it's a sort of bow with an automatic firing mechanism. This would be perfect for someone like me who catches his ear with the bowstring 2 times out of 3. In fact, if I'd had one of these, maybe I could have beaten Kazuma in Kyoto archery training.
Always thinking about the bay.
Of course. Look, I am a widow at too young of an age.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't necessarily see anything else to look at here.
No intimidating, like, initials or anything?
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we did just look at it like Luke Skywalker with the lightsaber, looking at it with his eye right over it, so... Let's take a look at this. It looks like layers of thick canvas with a thick rubber lining of sorts. I've never seen anything like it before. But, applying Mr. Sholmes' methods, you might deduce that it was part of a raincoat worn by someone who really, really didn't want to get wet. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning.
Yes.
Or maybe not. Alright, so we can't deduce that it's from the balloon yet, so
That's the other side, the green side.
there's nothing that I can...
Oh,
No.
really? Oh, never mind.
Can't find anything out of place. Okay, we looked at the screwdriver.
Wait, could the crossbow be used to fire an incendiary at the balloons? Mm-hmm.
I mean, in theory, yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
can.
We don't have an incendiary in the court record. It's a huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang in the sky beside us. Okay, everyone agrees with that.
Mhm.
No one agrees with him. But I'm kind of with him that it was a green balloon.
Since that's what we have pieces for.
Yeah. But our sketch is wrong.
Objection.
How about that? No, it is not that.
Shit. Oh god.
It is so sad that we're having so many issues with this one, considering the fact we have 8 pieces of evidence.
Hold it.
I think I've already pressed him on this twice. Yeah, this is where he starts causing the international incident. I might want to look this one up.
Yep, I'm
My
already
brain
in
is
it.
tired. Okay.
I was just looking up what the name of the case was.
I have finally changed it on Twitch so that it now says what the name of the case is. Because I got tired of having to change it every time I did it on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, chat. The killer was in the other balloon and fired the crossbow from above.
Yeah?
Okay, here we go. Cross-examining Loon, Gotts, and Lestrade.
Yes.
Okay, wait, Lestrade. Naruhodo presents the burnt green balloon fabric scrap on Loon's statement about all of the balloons being safe.
Well, I had the right idea, just the wrong.
Objection.
Alright, there we go. Mr. Loon, in your testimony, you said that all 3 of the balloons you had operating at the time were undamaged.
See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosionaires, it would have been terrible. Terribly.
I wonder if you might know what this is.
I think it might be. See, part of a balloon. A burnt piece of fabric of the envelope.
Sorry, the envelope?
Pardon. That is the large part of the balloon which becomes filled with hot air. It's made from very thick fabric lined with rubber. You do not want to rip want it to rip when you are in the sky.
You don't if you're a coward. Just as I thought. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gotts testified, a green balloon did indeed explode that day.
Eh?
If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, then your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence.
Sacre bleu.
If a balloon exploded that day, why didn't the man say so? Maybe everyone on board was killed. Oh no! Having just spent 10 whole pounds for the experience? That's awful. Seems to me like those things crash like 50% of the time anyway.
Instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on the stage, the point of the materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon.
Oh, excuse me. Causing the balloon to explode. Yes, eminently plausible.
I'm so glad that we are all science experts all of a sudden.
Yes.
Yes, that sounds plausible.
Unfortunate traffic accident as if it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts.
This I cannot accept.
Why not, Mr. Loon?
You are suggesting that I am a liar. Sounding a little Shatner-esque now. That person died in a balloon incidente.
Yeah, I can hear the Shatner now that you've pointed it out.
There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day.
That's right, and I prove it. Balthazar Loon is not a liar. There is no such balloon in the sky. It is not possible.
You're saying it's impossible? Why?
The court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day.
I'd rather hear him talk than you, so no.
Aye.
Objection.
But we can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord, the defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon.
I concur. There's clearly more to the truth here than meets the eye. It's impressive that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Yeah. I actually should have read there. Witness, you will give supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition. Ah, grazie, my lord.
All right, and we will end here for tonight.
Perfect.
So next stream is Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock... 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. I don't know what I said. Anyone got any announcements?
No.
Nope. Not
All right.
today.
Neither do I. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. As a reminder, we've got the YouTube channel as well. You can watch all the old stuff. You can even watch the entire first 3 games and the first one of this one if you have any inclination to catch up and figure out the joke behind ye old ball pit.
Ye old ball
Ye
pit.
old ball pit. I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, all. Good
Bye.
night. Bye.
Bye. Bye.